When I got that text, my heart sank. I'm staying with my sister. I need some space to think about us. I stared at the screen for a full minute, reading it again and again, hoping I'd misunderstood. My fiancée, Emma, had never been one to run from problems. We argued like any couple, but she always believed in talking things out. That message didn't sound like her. It sounded final. It had all started a few days earlier. We'd been arguing more than usual, about our wedding plans, about work, about how distant she'd seemed. I thought it was just stress. After all, planning a wedding while juggling jobs isn't easy. But that text told me it was something deeper. I called her immediately, but it went straight to voicemail. I texted back, "Can we talk in person? Please." No reply. That night, I barely slept. My mind replayed every small argument we'd ever had, searching for the moment things went wrong. The next morning, I called her sister, Hannah. She sounded surprised. "She's not here," she said. "She hasn't stayed with me in months." My heart stopped. "Wait, what do you mean?" "She said she was staying with you." Hannah hesitated, then said quietly, "Maybe you should ask her where she really is." I drove to Emma's apartment. She still kept her old place since we hadn't moved in together yet. Her car was gone, but I noticed the curtains drawn and the lights off. I knocked anyway, hoping she'd open the door. No answer. I slipped a small note under the door that said, "I love you. Please just tell me the truth." Then I drove back home, feeling like the world had shifted under my feet. For the next 2 days, I heard nothing. Friends told me to give her time, that maybe she really did just need space. But deep down, I knew it wasn't just that. On the third night, one of her friends, Laura, called me. "I shouldn't say anything," she began, "but you deserve to know. Emma's been spending time with someone from work. His name's Ryan." I didn't want to believe it. My fiancé, the person who promised me honesty above all, had lied to me. I didn't confront her right away. I needed proof. So, I did something I never thought I would. I went to her workplace the next afternoon. I waited near the parking lot, watching as employees trickled out. And there she was, laughing with a tall guy I didn't recognize. When he put his arm around her shoulders, everything inside me broke. She didn't even look around. She just got in his car and drove off with him. That image stayed in my head all night. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. Every happy memory we'd shared felt like a cruel joke. By morning, I knew what I had to do. I sent her one last message, "I saw you. Don't worry, I understand now. You don't have to explain." It took her hours to respond. When she did, the message was short, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you." No explanation. No fight. Just that. It's strange how silence can hurt more than words. 4 days after, I moved through my apartment like a ghost. I boxed up her things, the wedding invitations we'd chosen together, even the small keychain she'd given me last year. I didn't delete her number though. Some part of me hoped she'd call and tell me it was all a mistake. But she never did. 2 weeks later, Hannah called again. She told me Emma had quit her job and moved to another city. She said she needed to start over, Hannah explained. I thanked her, though I could barely speak. Starting over, those words stung. I realized that while I was still clinging to the past, she had already decided to erase it. One evening, I went to the park where I'd proposed to her. It was quiet, just a few kids playing and the sun setting behind the trees. I sat on the same bench, remembering how she'd cried that day and said yes without hesitation. I took off my engagement ring, the one I'd kept in my pocket for weeks, and placed it gently on the bench beside me. It felt like saying goodbye to more than just a person. It was the end of a dream. Over the next few months, I learned to let go. Painfully, slowly, but surely. I focused on work, met friends again, started running in the mornings. The silence that used to crush me began to feel peaceful. I stopped waiting for messages that would never come. Then one day, out of nowhere, I got a letter in the mail. It was from Emma. She apologized, not for leaving, but for how she'd done it. She wrote that she'd been scared, confused, and felt trapped in a life she wasn't ready for. She said Ryan wasn't the reason she left. She just couldn't face me while she figured herself out. I read that letter 3 times, then folded it neatly and put it away. For the first time, I didn't feel anger or heartbreak, just acceptance. Maybe she really did need space, not just from me, but from the version of herself she'd become. Life moved on. I never replied to that letter. Some things don't need closure from others, they find it in time. And though that text she sent once shattered me, it also taught me something I never expected. Sometimes, losing someone isn't the end of your story. It's the start of remembering who you are without them.